self-defense. So one hand is up, one foot's forward, this is in your right hand. You're gonna practice this first angular strike coming off of your right shoulder. And as you go through, I want you to twist, turn your wrist down a little bit. That's going to increase the speed of that strike. Just a little bit of a flick of the wrist. Keep that hand closed, coming through, and then bring it from the other shoulder and out. So you have these first two basic angles using your short self-defense stick. When you learn how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense, using your short self-defense stick. Again, the other hand is always up. The next thing that I want you to do is put it in your other hand and practice on the other side. I want you to be able to be ambidextrous, fight with both hands evenly using your short self-defense stick. Get that other hand up, bring it across, practice this second strike. And again, there's a little twist in the wrist, especially when you have a shorter tool like this. You can add more speed, more power. It's not gonna be as heavy as a bigger self-defense tool. And I think I got it out because I know you ask me about it all the time. Well, this is one of the favorite tools on the internet for self-defense, right? This is the police baton, the expandable baton. Some places you're allowed to carry these and they're very effective for self-defense when used correctly. I like thrusting strikes the most. I like two-handed thrusting strikes and pushing strikes better than anything else. But you can't carry this with you everywhere you go. My point of learning how to fight with a stick is that if you do have this, you'll know how to use it better, right? But the nice thing about that is it's heavy. This isn't as heavy, so you have to add some extra power by snapping that wrist coming forward. So you're coming from here, 1, 2. The next strike I want you to practice is coming around, swinging this arm. Think about coming into the ear, into the neck, into the jaw, into the temple, into the ribs, especially the lower part. Bring it low. You can bring it down into a thigh, that big sciatic nerve that runs along the side of people's upper thigh here. You hit that. That's very powerful strike, but you're just coming through at any level meaning height, right? And you're turning your shoulders and hips at the same time. And when you take a little step with that front foot, remember to keep that other hand up, you're gonna generate a lot more power. So now you have angle 1, angle 2, and then a swinging strike. From here, I want you to go into the reverse of that, this pulling strike using the back part, which is why you're gonna have this kind of choked up a little bit, using this back part. And it's gonna be very powerful when you turn your shoulders and hips. This is also nice because it keeps the stick between you and the threat. From here, you're twisting your shoulders, your hips, you're striking with this part, you're pulling with this big back muscle, your lats, you're pulling this into his temple or his jaw or his neck for self-defense. You can put this lower. Maybe you hit him in the ribs here, hit him in the ribs here, bringing it back here. So you have this angle 1, angle 2. And I want you to practice like this with your Japanese tanbo or your self-defense stick, right? This is just an 18-inch stick. I want you to practice both sides evenly, and I want you to practice combination strikes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not because I think that you're gonna use those necessarily in that combination, but I want you to be familiar with doing multiple strikes in combination, get your heart rate up, get lean, get fighting fit using your self-defense walking stick. When you learn how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense using a short self-defense walking stick, I want you to be able to turn and snap and be able to outlast. The fight's not over till you win. Be able to outlast the threat, whoever's coming after you. Now, after this strike here, I want you to turn your wrist. Turn your wrist, and you now have this Irish stick fighting flicking motion, right? We have this very fast, very quick. You can do it one hand. The other hand, you turn the shoulders for extension and for more power. You can move in as you do it. And now you're hitting with a lot more force with a very short stick. And again, you might not have this stick with you everywhere you go. I brought some other options to show you. And I love this one because it seems so silly to a lot of people. And it did to me when I first saw it. I thought, you're gonna walk around with a fan, a Kung Fu fighting fan, but then you use it and you realize, well, wait a minute. This thing hits really hard. It's made out of rattan, so it's extremely strong and flexible. when it's closed and you're squeezing it hard, you can strike and it works really well. Now, it might not be your thing to carry one of these, but you could carry this in the purse and no one thinks it's a Kung Fu Fighting fan, unless they watch too many Kung Fu movies. But it's just a simple way to apply the skill. Remember, you're gonna take your skill with you because you train at home. You might not take the stick, but you take your skill. You could take the Kung Fu Fighting fan. That's an option. And again, not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do it. You look like Jackie Chan or whatever, but personal choice. The other option is a magazine. And you take the magazine, you can pick these up. A lot of times you go out, you're on a date, you're shopping, you're doing a date night with your husband or your wife, and you find yourself in an area you don't feel safe. Roll up a magazine, hold it firm. Then you have it in your hand, your hand's closed. When you strike with this, it's that same thing, right? You're able to do all the same motions. And this one ripped a little bit, but you didn't rip all the way, didn't compromise it. You still have a lot of force, a lot of power. You just hold on to that and you strike again. Temple, eyes, nose, teeth. The whole point is that this closed is stronger than the flesh, right? So you can do a lot of damage, especially you go right into the throat. My favorite way to strike, to defend yourself, to hit somebody with a walking stick, or not a walking stick, a self-defense stick, a short self-defense stick, my favorite way is always gonna be this thrust. Because in my experience, in my training and my belief system, the shortest distance between the 2 points is that straight line. I want to use that and I want to stop him as soon as I can, especially if I don't know what else he's carrying or if there are multiple attackers, or if I do know, if I did see him pull out a bladed weapon, I want to go right into his face as fast as I can, or into his throat if I can hit it, if he's got a weapon, right? If it's me or him, it's self-defense, not fighting, not street fight, not school fight, but self-defense, real self-defense. I'm going in here, I can then drop it this way, come down on top. So I have 1, 2, 2 hands, and then just blast with this hard piece of oak going right through the middle. So I want you to practice combinations straight and then over the top. Think about coming straight down into his nose, into his eyes, into his teeth, into his throat, into the top of his chest, maybe into that clavicle. Smash that for self-defense. But you want to build this combination, 1, 2, 3, and then my last, I love to come out and move away, create distance again with this over the top, hard, fast. If you can knock him out, hit him right in the forehead, maybe you turn off his operating system with a hard blow for self-defense. So thrust, strike, two-handed strike, and then retreating or pulling back. Fighting in an opposite direction, right? Moving back as you strike down. So practice those basic combinations. Start with your 2 angular strikes, your swinging strike, that reverse strike, and then finish with a flicking motion. Put it in your other hand. 1, 2, coming down, make sure you're full. You've got to fight from behind your stick, so it's got to be between you and the threat. Make sure you're fully behind your stick. 1, 2, swing it around, bring it back, and then flick that wrist. Practice that over and over again. You walk around the house. The more you do this, the better you're going to get at it, right? The more you do, the more you can do. You're building flexibility, strength, speed, power, accuracy, balance. You're conditioning your body to fight with a stick. When you learn how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense using the short self-defense stick, you want as many basic tools as possible, but you've got to get in a better stance. The last one is put it back in the hand. It's in your back hand. Your thrust, strike over the top, 2 hands right into the teeth, right? And then right over the top, coming straight down with that last strike coming over the middle. So you're in the other hand, thrust, over the top, jabbing strike, 2-handed, blast him. And what if you hit him with your fist and not the stick? You're gonna probably hit him with both, right? Smashing into the teeth for self-defense, and then down over the top. Those are 2 combinations that I want you to practice when you learn how to hit somebody with a stick using your short self-defense stick. And if you want one of these, if you want me to send you one that I made, I've now mailed out about 30 of them, getting a lot of good feedback. If you don't like yours, let me know, and I'll see how I can fix it. But if you do want one of these, again, I'm not a carpenter. This is not going to be earth-shattering. It's not going to blow your mind when you see the high quality. It's just going to be a great stick that you can practice with. Or save your money, invest your time, sweat equity, get a broom, cut it down, go to the Lowe's or Home Depot or do-it-yourself shop and get an 18 or 36-inch walking stick, 36-inch dowel rod, cut that in half. Then you can choose the wood you want. I make these all in oak, and then I sand it really well, I make it super smooth, and then I soak it in oil for a couple days, and then really burn it in by rubbing it in with the hands, right, with a nice rag. And that makes it heavier, so it hits a lot harder, and it makes it flexible so they don't break. If you want to make your own, that's how you do it. You cut it down to the length you want. I suggest a length from your elbow to your fingertip. Traditionally, the tanbo, the Japanese tanbo, is about 18 inches. This, you can see, has about 10 more inches. So the police expandable baton, which hits a lot harder, by the way, but you can't carry it everywhere. These are 28 inches, which is the same exact length as a Kali stick, your Filipino martial arts arnis or eskrima stick. So my suggestion is learn how to fight with every length. I've got 12 inches. I do a lot of 12-inch sticks, and I teach people how to carry those. A lot of women, for some reason, like the shorter, the 12-inch. I make a lot of 12-inch. And by the way, if you want 12 instead of 18, put that in the comment or if you want to buy it from me. Just say, hey, I want 12 or I want 13, I want 15, whatever the length is. And then they carry them in their bags, so they have a stick in their bag. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. I will see you in just a little bit. Thanks.